Hi everyone, I'm David Aragona, and this is DRF Best Bets, where DRF Handicappers give their best opinions for the upcoming weekend. On this episode, we have analysis coming from Brad Free, Mike Beer, and myself, but we're going to get to my opinion at the end of the show. Let's start by heading across the country to see who Brad likes this upcoming weekend.
Thanks, David. The best bet on Saturday at Del Mar is a reach. It's a long shot second-time starter in a maiden sprint for two-year-old fillies. It's race number 6, two-year-old maiden fillies going 6.5 furlongs on the main track. And the long shot in question is number 1, Peripheral, listed at odds of 8-1. Before we talk about Peripheral, let's at least recognize the favorites, those being number 3, Adair Manor, and number 2, Little Laura. Adair Manor broke slowly first time out, ran well, lost by a neck. I'm just not convinced that Bob Baffert and Umberto Rispoli are going to be a productive trainer-jockey combo moving forward. They're 0 for 9 going into the weekend. Certainly, number 3, Adair Manor, can improve, and if she does, she'll be tough to beat. But I'm not convinced that this trainer-jockey combo will produce a litany of winners. Number 2, Little Laura, ran well first time out at Keeneland, 4th, beaten a little bit more than 2 lengths. 7 horses from that race ran back from that race. None hit the board. So we have a couple of favorites. Number 3, Adair Manor at 9-5, and number 2, Little Laura at 4-1, who might be a little bit dubious. Number 1, Peripheral, is dubious as well because her debut was horrible. She broke slowly, she trailed throughout, and she did nothing. But Richard Baltus trained second start maidens on dirt are an automatic bet. The last 2+ years, Baltus has started 13 of those types of maidens, second time starters, dirt, sprint. 7 of them have won, 7 for 13. Beyond Baltus's training pattern, number 1, Peripheral, also has worked well since race. She had an easy half mile out of the race. She came back with a bullet workout, and a week ago, 1 minute and 1/5. So she has improved, at least in the morning. Blinkers are on, and the price is right. Number 1, Peripheral, to spring an upset in race number 6 on Saturday at Del Mar. Let's check in with Mike.
Thank you, Brad. Saturday at Aqueduct, they have a pretty strong card there from top to bottom. My best bet's going to come in race number 6. It's a high-priced allowance optional claimer for older horses sprinting 6 furlongs on the dirt. I like number 7, Spun and Won, in this race. He's 5-1 on the morning line. This horse is shipping in from out of town. Very lightly raced 3-year-old. He's 2 for 2 sprinting on dirt in his career. This most recent race we're going to look at right now is him switching from turf to dirt in an entry-level allowance race. This horse runs really well in this race. He broke from the rail, got away last from the gate, and just continued to move forward throughout this race. You see at the top of the stretch there, he's up to take on the favorite on the lead, Uncle Ernie, a horse who had run really well in all 3 of his prior starts over fast dirt. Spun and Won takes this horse on, duels him to the finish, and prevails with an 88 buyer. This is a really nice performance, I thought, from this horse. I just like his upside. I like that he moves to the outside post this time after breaking poorly from the rail last time. And at the end of the day, the horse to beat in here, number 2, Cost Basis, who's a very heavy favorite on the morning line, he can obviously win. He's been keeping good company. I'm just not a big fan of that horse. He's already had several chances. And I thought he lost his most recent race over at Belmont, also as the favorite, without much of an excuse, really. So I'm going to try to beat him with number 7, Spun and Won. He's 5-1 on the line. Race number 6 at Aqueduct on Saturday. Let's send it back to David to close it out.
My best bet this weekend comes in Saturday's 5th race at Aqueduct. It's a maiden special weight for the 2-year-olds, going 1 1/16 on the outer turf course, and looks like a pretty wide open affair. The number 7, Fort Washington, is going to be the favorite off a solid 3rd place finish in his debut for Shug McGahee. Definitely a major player and arguably the horse to beat if he steps forward off that performance. But I'm interested in one of his rivals that has a bit more early speed, and that's the number 3, Dr. Brown's Miracle. If you watch the horses to watch segment that I do on DRF's YouTube channel, you know that I really liked this horse out of his last trip. And let's take a look at his last race from October 24th at Belmont, going 7 furlongs. We'll pick this race up just as they're coming to the top of the stretch. You'll notice Dr. Brown's Miracle down on the inside. He's in a little bit tight. He was a little bit too close to a fast pace early, and horses are starting to back up in his face. And his rider, Jose Lezcano, just kind of overcommits to staying on the rail, encounters a little bit of traffic trouble, has to pause for about a 16th of a mile, then angle outside of horses. This race was won from far back by a first-time starter side dog who just looped the field, but I thought that Dr. Brown's Miracle, once he finally extricated himself from that traffic, finished up decently to be third in this race. I like him stretching out to the mile and the 16th distance here. He's by Temple City, a very good stamina influence out of a parading dam, so this is definitely a horse that's bred to go 2 turns, and he's got good tactical speed. He broke a bit flat-footed in his last start, so I'm hoping his new rider in this race, Jose Ortiz, is able to get him out of the gate cleanly today and into a forward position, because I think he could be dangerous if he gets to the front end or a stalking position and can take this field all the way and get the jump on his main rival, Fort Washington. So it's the number 3, Dr. Brown's Miracle, for me in the 5th race at Aqueduct on Saturday. That's it for this edition of DRF Best Bets. Good luck if you're playing this weekend.